Whether you're watching, listening or reading this, welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, where we're on a mission to raise £1 million for children's charities by runvlogging on consecutive days the distance of one lap around the world. It's a staggering 40,075 kilometres. It's going to take somewhere around 14 years to accomplish, so plenty of time to raise that money. And I'm going to do a minimum of 5 kilometres every day, and I'm even going to do it barefoot style. Now, those regulars will know that I vlog about my passions, which are entrepreneurship and running, but it's always been linked with how we can help people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise as a release mechanism in their lives. Now, it is a cold morning today. The sun's just trying to come out, but it's about freezing conditions. So pretty cold, but not too windy, so can't complain. And it is Thursday Travels today, where I give you a weekly update on the challenge of raising £1 million for children's charities on this Runvlogging challenge. So as always, if you want to see my update and you want to keep more, please make sure you like and subscribe to this episode, and let's get started. So, challenge update. I hit the big 6% of the way this week. Now, that might sound pretty underwhelming, and I know it sounds that way, but when you put it in perspective, it's going to take, if I ran 10k every day on average, it would take 40 runs would be a percent. If I do 5k every day as a average, then I'll end up doing somewhere in the realms of 80 runs to get 1%. But I'm averaging at the moment around about 70 kilometres a week. So I'm about the 10k marker at the moment. Hopefully I can keep this up. It's quite demanding on my body, but it's basically half the time it's going to take if I can keep this run rate up. So not that I'm in a rush to do it, but you see the progress a bit quicker. So, but put it in perspective, 1% is 40 runs. It's a lot of running. That's a month and a half, roughly around about a month and a half, just to get 1%. That shows how it's going to take somewhere in the region of about 4,700 runs from here to get to the desired distance. So yeah, I'm still very, very early in the journey. I haven't launched the promotional campaign as yet. We're still working hard in the background. I've got a marketing team working at the moment. The first draft of the website should be ready to review tomorrow. So keen to see that. There's kind of 3 different stages that I have to kind of do in this kind of process, and before we really can start doing the promotional stuff, which is what I'm really excited about. You know, stage 1 is to get all the marketing assets up to date with the right branding, the right message. So all my social media platforms, all the banners are going to change, the call to actions are going to change, the about me, information about me is all going to change. I've got a new, I used to call myself kind of landlord, entrepreneur, vlogger, running vlogger, mentor, developer. I used to call myself all these names. I've kind of found my new name now for what I actually am, and I'm a serial entrepreneur and running philanthropist. So that's got a really nice ring to it, and it basically sums up what I do. I'm extremely diverse in my business approach in the number of opportunities that I pursue at any given time, so that clearly makes me a serial entrepreneur. I've been self-funded and success has been up and down, but we're well and truly on the road to where I want to be on my journey as a serial entrepreneur, and that's allowed me to focus a lot more of my attention on my true passion, which is the running philanthropy side of what I do. So yeah, so that's all going to be, when people say, what are you? That's what I am, a serial entrepreneur and running philanthropist. So quite happy about that. We're working on some new taglines in terms of, I think our tagline is going to be raising £1 million for children by runvlogging around the world. That's basically the tagline of what I'm doing. I think it says enough about the challenge for people to want to know more and follow it. It's pretty eye-opening, attention-grabbing, hopefully. So that's the tagline we're going to be using. The websites, we're following a very structured plan for the website. There's a couple of books, several books I've read about the kind of, we're trying to get the story across. So Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, something I'm following here, the Epiphany Bridge story, why we're doing this, so people can kind of understand the backstory to what we're doing, and also, most importantly, provide the backstory for the 6 charities that I'm going to be running for. So that's Great Ormond Street Hospital, that's BBC Children in Need, it's FAB, it's Internet Watch Foundation, it's Operation Orphan, and Children with Cancer UK. So, and between the 6, the reason they've been chosen is because they cover such a wide spectrum of issues affecting children around the globe, and I wanted to make sure that every penny that I raise goes to helping as many of the causes as possible. And I'm doing quite a lot of backstory information about each of the charities. I've reached out to several of the charities already, so Internet Watch Foundation, I've got some promotional events coming up for them. Operation Orphan, I'm hopeful to do the Hope Alive tour again and completely do it for all the promotional side of things and do a lot of fundraising for them in October for that. I've got to reach out to Great Ormond Street and Children with Cancer UK yet. FAB, I'm running the London Marathon for in October and doing a world record attempt for them. So I've kind of got a bit of a plan for them. And that's FAB, that's Internet Watch Foundation, Operation Orphan. Yeah, so there's only 2 that I haven't really approached yet, which is Children with Cancer UK and Great Ormond Street Hospital. And I will be focusing on them once we get ready to launch. The issue we've got is these are charities, the other 4 I've already got existing relationships with. So it's been easy to kind of open the communication channels with the other charities until I get all the assets created so people can see what the journey's about, what we're doing. I need to have all that in place so that when they look me up, they can find out that this is serious and not just somebody just sending them something random that I'm sure they get most days of the week. So yeah, so for the next week or so, you'll see all of the social banners, all my social platforms all updated, all the about me, all of the fields will all be updated and optimized for the challenge. You'll see the links will all be changed to the Runpreneur website, which will be the website for the challenge. I might change the domain as well, something that Sam, when you're editing this, you can add an action to the Runpreneur project to investigate the ideal domain for the challenge and then have it direct to the Runpreneur website. The joys of live content. So that will we'll get the website set up. It's already being first drafted by this week, and we'll get that live so that all the traffic from my social platforms goes to the website, and then the call to action on the website will be, support the challenge basically. So you can do that by running with me, donating to the cause, which is obviously the big one, and that then goes through to a sponsor me page, which is a service where I can sponsor or fundraise for up to 6 charities, and the money gets back to those charities every month in equal portions. So every charity will get, I think, 16.67% of the funds. So we raise £1 million. That's going to be the best part of 170 grand for each charity, which is not to be disappointed with, I'm sure. So some big targets, lots of things going on. The sponsor me page is pretty much set up. We're just trying to get the thumbnail right because it needs to have an image of me and the 6 different charity logos so people can see what we're doing at a glance. We've got all the kind of logos and stuff on the web pages that link to the sponsor me page. So there's loads of setup work going. And once we get these first 3 sections done, so social profiles, website, and it's only going to be a 1-page website, but it's going to tell stories as you go through it. So it's a lot of research has gone into this to try and treat it like an IKEA store. So there's not too many things for people to click on. We're trying to tell people the story and get them to buy into supporting the program, the challenge, and that's the name of the game. And that goes through to the sponsor me site, which is the website which is going to facilitate the donations. So yeah, really, really exciting. And then when we get there, we then work on the launch plan. Okay, so the launch plan is going to be a 2-week schedule, lives every day, loads of stuff going out, launching it, getting a lot of people aware of what we're doing. I have soft launched it, as in I talk about the challenge now in my blog, so existing listeners and things will know about it, but people won't, anybody who's not aware of it will be aware of it very soon when I start doing a lot more live content and promoting it daily for a couple of weeks. I've launched my podcast and blog, although I haven't officially launched them. I'm going to tie that into the actual launch of the program, so people can, at the moment people are generally watching my content via YouTube or my social platforms, of which I play the full length versions on. I think Facebook and Instagram are the only two places I play it on in full length. Everyone else has to go to YouTube or watch the short form versions or the snippets. But soon they'll be able to, well, they already can. I've got a live blog now where people can read all of my episodes. Hopefully they read okay. I'm just going to let this tractor go past because it's coming right up my rear end. So I'm going to run back this and let this tractor go past me. Something fairly intimidating about running, and then there's a massive, great big tractor slowly catching up. It just shows how slow I'm running when a tractor's catching me up. But I'd like to think that tractor's going quite fast. But anyway, I digress. So it's so the blog is live, the podcast is live. We're going to launch that as part of the official launch. I'm going to try and brainstorm a load of bonuses and stuff to give away to get people to buy into what we're doing. So that's going to be hopefully really cool. And then we're into the promotional side of things. I've had another little idea as well. I'm going to commit. Obviously, I've raised 17,000 to date for various children's charities, but my commitment to this is I'm going to create an investment fund. Only a very safe one, obviously, but for the duration of the challenge, I'm going to be putting a monthly amount into an investment fund, okay? And that will all be ring fenced for the charity, okay? Now the benefit of that is that will compound over the next 10 to 14 years, and I'm hoping that will be a really sizable amount that I can just drop in at the end. But I'm making myself accountable now, because people are saying, oh, you could just take it all out if it's in your own name. And yes, it has to be in my own name, because it'll be through my own brokerage account. But what I'm going to do is I'll document how it's performing. Okay, so there's no way I can just go, oh, I'm going to take all the money. And I'm also going to put something in place with the charities to explain that this specific fund that I've created is going to be for the equal split between the 6 charities. So I'd rather do that than just donate monthly, because they won't get the impact of compounding, which is something that I'm passionate about, and I think it'd be quite cool to document that along the way. So again, Sam, when you're editing this, add it to the Runpreneur project, the investment fund for the charities, and I'll set up a monthly standing order for that, which a proportion of the profits from the businesses will go into. So again, really focus on raising that money. So that'll be pretty cool. And then once we've done the launch, it will then be Dream 100, which is focusing on as many people with big followings who we can get on board with supporting the challenge. The big dream is to be running with someone every week, okay, somebody different, somebody with hopefully quite a lot of following. They'll be doing it for free with people with a significant following who I know is going to help grow the traction, and we'll do like a joint vlog episode, and the collaboration will be that they'll be acknowledged as part of the journey of doing this. So it'll be a nice endorsement for them to support it. Hopefully they'll donate as well. You'd like to think they would. And then people that don't have perhaps the following to justify me expensing travelling over to wherever they are, I will run with anybody for a donation. Now we'll work out what those donations are going to be, and it will be dependent upon how far to travel and all that side of things. But I'll be bought and I'll go and travel wherever on a weekly basis and run with key people to try and get more and more traction on this journey. So and everybody will be acknowledged, and we'll probably pull together some form of e-certificate that people can print out as well as proof and evidence, and it'll all be documented on the website as well, so people can see who's been supporting this journey, so that when the official total is raised, it won't just be me doing it. It'll be a whole team of hopefully thousands of people who have supported it along the way, maybe tens of thousands of people with a bit of luck, and I'd like to hope that we can acknowledge them in some shape or form, so it's one big team effort. That's the dream anyway. So we're trying to create a movement here. It's not just about me and my running challenge. No. It's about doing whatever we can to raise as much money for children's charities, and what I'm doing is just a catalyst to to kind of kickstart people to support it. So that's how I see it. So that's pretty much it for me. So the Dream 100 stuff gets really exciting, but that's probably 2 or 3 weeks away yet, at least, maybe a month away. We need to it's probably a week or two before we're ready to launch, a couple of weeks of promotion of the launch, and then straight into Dream 100. And Dream 100 will be an ongoing thing. It will turn to Dream 1000 and beyond, where we're hitting as many people as possible all over the world. So that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, that's it for me today. As always, if you've got any questions on this, drop me a comment. I'll respond to everyone. If it's a bigger question, I'll do a separate vlog episode and tag you in. Please check out the links in my bio. They will be changing very soon, but it will always link you to be able to watch the content, watch, listen or read it, and it'll also be catalogued nice and neatly by topic, so you can always find relevant information to you, and most importantly, you'll be able to keep on top of and updated with the journey of this challenge to raise £1 million for children's charities by Runvlogging on consecutive days, the distance of one lap around the world. I'm pretty good at saying that now. It's quite wordy, but there you go. So yeah, that's it. All I have to say is that those regulars will know that although my passions, I always vlog about entrepreneurship and running, it's always linked into the underlying reasons, which is how you can use, how we can help people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise, and in my case, Runvlogging, as a release mechanism to relieve those daily pressures, weekly pressures in the form of stress, and process what's going on in your life, clear your head, gain clarity and refocus so you can move on. If you don't have that process in your life, these stresses build up and build up like pressure builds up in a pipe. And if you don't release these pressures, they turn into overwhelm. Overwhelm is when you've got so many things going around in your head, you almost have a seizure or you procrastinate because you've got too many things going on and you can't cope. And very, very quickly, if it's not dealt with at that stage, it can evolve to anxiety and panic, and you're teetering with the edge of mental health issues, which clearly we want to avoid. Now, I've been there in the past. I've lost businesses because of this. I've lost business partners because of this, and I've almost been bankrupt because of this. And believe you me, I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. It is a horribly dark place, and there's no coincidence that in the last 10, nearly 11 months now of doing this running vlog, which is my release mechanism, I've made more progress than I have done in the previous 4 to 5 years, really. So hopefully there's enough social proof to show you this stuff works. And my pledge to you is that if you are someone struggling with this, okay, there's no catch here, because this is the other thing I truly care about, is helping people overcome these emotions that I've struggled with over the years. And my pledge to you is, if you are struggling with this, there's no catch here, no sale. You don't have to donate. It's not anything like that. Just drop me a message, okay? We'll jump on a quick call. I'll give you some step-by-step hints and tips that I know are transferable to your life, and we'll get you back on the right path, okay? Because help is available. It doesn't always cost a fortune. You just have to be prepared to ask. And it's often easier asking strangers than nearest and dearest. So the olive branch is there. Take advantage of it while you can. So that's it for me today. All that's left to say is, if you like this episode, give it a like, comment and subscribe. Check out the links in my bios to keep up to date with the challenge. And all that's left to say is stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.